Hey there everybody, this time for something different. We're heading to ProFusion Expo today. Let's see how this goes. I guess I'm official now. My viewers are gonna think I don't know anybody, but look who I've got here.
I'm reinventing myself. I'm me and nobody else. Ooh, I can't help but smile.
Day 2 of ProFusion Expo. Day 1 was quite successful, I thought. Anyway, let's see how day 2 goes. So the reason a lot of people are here today is because of the new A9III and the 300mm F2.8 Prime.
Do you have any other
Oh, there's Levi. Hey, Marco, I've got a channel called Chosen Idea.
Great to see you, Marco.
Yeah.
You having a good show?
Do you still have a talk left today?
I just did it. I'm going to be at the booth in like an hour.
All right, cool. Thanks, man.
I
appreciate it.
The viewers at home enjoying the show?
I hope so. Have you been enjoying the show?
I have.
Did the talks go well? I missed. You did one yesterday too, right?
Yeah.
I missed that.
Okay.
All right, man.
Booth.
All right, cool.
Stop by. Great to see you.
Levi. Oh no, it's Mark again. I think he's following me.
I found out he lives close to me, and I'm going home with him.
Ironically, I've been trying to stalk him, and here he is stalking me. Look at that, how things change, eh?
Stalkers, yeah, they end up getting scared of me because I need friends.
He doesn't. He's got tons of friends.
Look around me.
Unfortunately, a lot of them are in Japan right now, I think so, right?
Yeah, they're having fun getting invited to things that I'm not invited to.
It's okay, Mark.
No, it's...
One day. So Canon behind me. Zeiss over there with the professor. We've got Nikon way up there. You see the yellow. Let's find. Rode. I was recording with one of their mics yesterday. Let's go over here. We've got Hollyland back here. I'm recording with my Hollyland Lark M1 right now. But often using Rode too. I don't want to leave the Rode guys out. There's Levi again. I can't get away from that guy. Sony behind me here. Pretty nice setup. For you Fuji people, yeah, they're here too, of course. Got Tamron back there. You can see that sign. Shooting at f4 right now, so I'm not sure how much of this is going to be in focus. Just need the light, you know? Marco, let's do one of these where I'm not staring at the LCD. I just love looking at myself. Got Sigma here behind me. Hey Sigma, they're already sick of talking to me. Got Godox back here. Been thinking of picking up one of their V1 flashes. Actually, really good deal here at the show on the Godox stuff. 80 bucks Canadian off of the V1 flash. Talking to this character here. Oh, where is he? Trying to find him in frame. Oh, there he is. Oh no, look, he's. How's today at the show?
Excellent.
I told you I'm coming back.
You did.
Yeah.
You promised.
Yeah.
So, good to see you.
You know I'm a big fan, so you don't need to hear any more from me about that. Yeah.
It's always good to hear that.
All right. I'll probably be back a little later.
Sounds good.
All right. You got SmallRig back here. Oh, SmallRig right there. You know, I've bought a ton of their stuff. I should actually go talk to them too. Coming up on the Tilta booth here. Haven't actually picked up any of their stuff. One of the presentation stages back here. I'm always getting something in my eye before I start one of these things. Anyway, hey there, welcome to the Humble Studio. I hope you're all well. I'm doing great here. I was gonna shoot this thing with window light today. Forget about it. The clouds were not cooperating with me. I live on street level, one of the busiest streets in the city, and got pedestrians out there like blocking the windows and people parking their trucks. Yeah, so it's dark enough out there now. I can just use my artificial lighting here. So to cut to the chase, the question on everyone's mind is this camera too good to be true? The A9III, the first full-frame global shutter camera ever. The answer is it's amazing. Right, so you've been watching the videos from Japan, from the launch, those YouTubers that were lucky enough to get the invite. And yes, the camera is pretty incredible. I was watching one of Mark Bennett's videos and he mentioned that it was going to be at ProFusion Expo here in Toronto. I normally take Mark's word for it when he says stuff like that, but for this one I was a little bit apprehensive about believing Mark. But Sony will normally have their booth near the entrance at ProFusion, and when I walked in, there it was, people lining up to try out the one camera they had there. They also had the 300 F2.8, which Sony also announced. They had that there too. And I was like, wow, okay, how did they do this? Turns out that they had somebody fly in from the US on a red eye to get there to the show just in time with the camera. And it was really, really cool to get my hands on it. About the camera, this camera shoots 120 FPS without blackout. It has a maximum shutter speed of 1/80,000, not 1/8,000th, 1/80,000th. It's just crazy. This is going to be huge for people doing wildlife stuff and doing sports. Now, like, there's going to be some wildlife people who are shooting with like R series cameras with the high megapixels. So this camera is not for them necessarily, unless that 120 FPS outweighs all of that. So that's one caveat. Those are the preference for a higher resolution sensor. 24.6 megapixels isn't going to cut it for them. But for most people, I think, including myself, not that this camera is for me. I was joking around, I'd have to like sell my car to buy the camera and the lens, the 300 F2.8, because I'd certainly want it with that lens if I were in the market for the camera, which I'm not. Another thing that may be a caveat, well, it was a bit of a red flag for some people is when they heard that the camera has a native ISO of 250. Confirmed, it is a native ISO of 250, it's the base ISO. People were concerned about the dynamic range of the camera because that's been so far the barrier that they've had is a loss of dynamic range with the global shutters that they've been working with so far. And that's why they were able to bring this to market, because they were able to overcome the dynamic range thing, because they assure us that at 250 the dynamic range is comparable to any other modern Sony camera. Also, for those people who are shooting with a flash as well, you don't have to worry about things like about syncing and all that, and of course, being the global shutter, no rolling shutter, because yeah, well, no rolling shutter, it's a global shutter, which basically means that you're getting all of that info at once rather than it scanning from top to bottom. Because it's a global shutter, also you haven't got any issues with the frequency of lights and things like that. So a lot of you know the specs. I'm just here to tell you this camera is what it claims to be. So the way that 120 FPS works is it's got like a turbo button, so it's not like it's on full time. You just basically get like a burst of this 120 FPS with this button. And the way they've made this thing sound, I don't know how many of you are familiar with the original Predator movie. Bill Duke's character in the movie, Mac picks up this gun and mows down half the jungle trying to hit the Predator. Mac is losing his mind, and he still has his finger on the trigger after the ammo belt is exhausted, and so the gun is still spinning and it's making this whirring sound. Well, that sound is what this camera reminded me of when it's shooting at 120. The models that they had at the booth they had them doing that hair flip thing so people could test out that 120 FPS. So naturally, amongst that very exclusive group of influencers that were invited by Sony for the launch of both the camera and the lens, there was going to be some people who would have normally attended ProFusion Expo here in Toronto. The launch of the camera and lens was the day before ProFusion started, so they weren't going to make it. People like Gerald Undone, who would normally attend the show. But for YouTubers that weren't invited to the event, like myself, of course, and unfortunately for Mark Bennett, who would have loved to have been invited, but unfortunate for Mark, but fortunate for me because I got to hang out with him, and he's just as hilarious in real life as he is on his channel. Somebody else who was also very personable was Kenneth Hines, or Professor Hines, who was there speaking on behalf of Zeiss, and a very, very nice guy. And he was really great to talk to. Levi Allen was there, also super nice guy. Lizzie Pierce was there for day one. I didn't get to speak to her. I didn't even see her. I'm not really sure what happened. It was so much fun, and it was very cool also just walking the floor, getting to see some other yet to be released products that I didn't even get a chance to talk about in this video. So as usual, if you got something out of this one, please consider leaving me a thumbs up. If not, that's okay too. If you want to make sure you don't miss any of these in the future, please consider subscribing and hitting those notifications. If you've got any ideas for future episodes, please leave those in the comments below. And until next time, keep working to make your chosen idea a reality. Peace.